Jose's here.
Tap, 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 tap. Wait, is this not the regular podcast?
I hate you!
You would say that.
Oh.
You accidentally hopped on for 7 minutes.
I can't hear you. Breaking up.
Ask Chase, he can probably fix that for you. Oh, wait.
Will Chase make it a whole episode?
No shot.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Maybe of 7 minutes.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Wow, that's good.
We got a great opening item.
Jason
Super
loves
excited.
it. It's his favorite of all the
Quit their
opening
jobs,
items.
guys. They quit their jobs.
I don't think that's what this is from.
They quit their jobs.
He doesn't do 7 minutes anyway. He's still
That's
learning.
true. That's true. First time, long time.
Chris is just staying muted. He say fuck it.
He's
I'm
like,
not
I don't
doing
want to
that.
say it.
Did not realize
like-
I was muted this whole time.
He's like,
actually,
I don't say
John.
anything anyway.
It's like, why is no one talking to me?
Full episodes of Chris just muted, not knowing he's muted.
No shot.
Oh, thank God.
Hey guys, join me in the closet. It's 7 minutes in heaven.
Welcome, everybody. It is 7 minutes in heaven. This is the sports segment where we talk about sports. The sports episode where we talk about sports for like 7 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. Who knows? We're super excited. We got a fantastic episode. The greatest thing in the world is that we're all here today. Jose usually skips out on 7 minutes in heaven, but today he decided to show up and show out. So here he is. But before I introduce everybody, I want to tell you a little bit about our episode coming up. We're going to do a little NFL draft recap. And we're going to talk about Shadora. We're going to talk about the awkward Bill Belichick interview, which was very awkward.
So uncomfortable.
We're going into MLB studs and duds. Braves, are they finally turning it around? We're going to talk about the NHL playoffs.
Happening right now.
Is that
Right now.
we're gonna do that?
Yeah. I'm just
Okay.
going to watch along with Tampa.
Talk about NHL playoffs. We don't talk about NBA playoffs.
And then we're gonna talk about FSU and their
Priorities.
baseball and how they're doing.
It's tough.
But with that being said, let's go ahead and introduce the crew since they're all here. Every single one of them. Nobody backed out because of internet issues for the 974th episode in a row.
At least.
The funny thing is that during the countdown, you said, "Will this be the first episode that Chase makes it?"
Didn't even make it through.
He was probably frozen as you were saying that.
That's probably
Oh my God! I just missed that. God bless it. I was trying.
I thought that he was doing the Chase thing where he's just like standing perfectly still so that we think he froze, but no, he was actually frozen.
He forgot to charge it.
For those of you listening for the first time, I'm going to introduce you to everybody who's here. First, I'd like to introduce you to Chris. He's a fantastic person. He looks like he's growing a full-on beard.
No, we're just lazy. Haven't shaved. We need to shave.
Okay.
with you on that one, bro. I
All
haven't
right,
done
me
it
too. Yep.
And also, go boats.
Go
Boats.
boats.
Playing
Go
right
boats.
as we speak. Go boats.
What's the
boats.
score?
It's
Real quick.
0-0.
Okay. I don't need
Second
anything
period.
else.
That's it.
Or no, we don't do that.
We
Not
also
soccer.
have Jose, like we talked about before. He doesn't usually do this kind of thing, but he is one to step out of the realm and do things that other people don't do.
Like what?
Like sometimes he eats sandwiches upside down.
Interesting.
That's a weird.
Okay.
But Jose's here.
Okay, yeah. Hi, first time, long time.
Okay.
It's just one episode I missed, but that's okay. I'm here.
We're just glad you're back for 7 minutes, man. We're just glad
Well,
you're
I'm
back.
sure we got a fact checker that'll be able
I
to
got some
fact check.
content for you, Jose, to look up. Can I get sick from drinking very old wine that was sealed?
I don't have to look that up. Depends on the wine. We'll save it.
red
We'll
wine.
save it for later. We'll save it.
It
We
was
also
red
have
wine. I don't,
Jason.
absolutely not. I want
We'll
this
save it
answer,
for-
Kevin. Am I gonna die as I'm drinking this? I think you should
I
tell
need
me
to know.
We'll talk
before
about
the
this in an
episode
hour.
goes. Like,
Let's
what the
wait
fuck?
about an hour and then I'll let you know.
Kev's like, yeah,
I'd
moving
say
on.
game.
yes.
Moving on.
What kind?
What's up, guys? I'm the one that might die at the end of the show. Nice talk.
that's
Is
drinking
that true?
wine right now.
Yeah, this is straight red
What
wine.
kind of vino? What kind of vino?
It's a Pinot Noir. Dark horse. I find that out. Dark horse.
Nice Pinot Noir.
I opened it and then I sealed it. I just don't remember the last time I opened it, and so I sat there.
So it's not. It's been opened and then resealed.
Yeah.
And then just sat there
Yep.
for how
It
long?
tastes good. Oh, I don't know. It could be months.
That's the
could
mystery.
Could be weeks. Probably more.
I've heard
along.
that wine gets better with time.
Yeah, there you go.
They do say that.
Oh,
Am I
look
just
who
gonna
it
get like the
is.
shits, or is this gonna be like death?
You're gonna
No,
die.
just
You're
like
gonna
your
die.
tum-tums.
No,
Either
you're
way.
gonna die. Don't listen to
Either
Jose.
way.
You're gonna die.
Is he gonna die like your computer keeps dying?
My computer didn't die.
Oh, okay. Well, you're
Just as
So what happened?
you're looking different.
The Mac's just not working. I have the other laptop fully charged, so hopefully it can make it through a whole episode.
Can you please stop screaming at me?
Can we discuss what you mean by fully charged, aka it's not plugged in? Can we talk about that?
Yeah, so in order to get my mic and my camera to work, I have to use an adapter, and that adapter takes the slot of where the charger goes. And whoever made this adapter decided not to add a charger slot on the adapter.
Or the person who
Get the
bought
correct
the adapter
adapter,
didn't
yes.
look into how he would use such an adapter. Chase.
That one.
It's all right. It's not like it's our 7th season or anything.
How many? Yeah,
This.
I don't want to go into technical
Plug it
things,
right in
but
there. It's easy. There you go.
Oh, you have
want-
one?
I'll send it to you. You want me?
Just let me send you mine. I'll
I
order
mean,
it.
they make these things.
I've got 2 of them. In fact.
What?
I have both of them.
He's got
I
a
don't think
spare.
I don't think that one would work on this.
Oh dear God.
Why?
It's because it's white,
Okay.
Jose. It's because it's white.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Sorry.
Anyways, we're gonna talk about sports, guys. We're super excited. Chase is here as well, for the record.
Hi,
Introduction.
yo.
What's up, Chase?
Chase, just lower the mic down a little bit, and we're gonna rock and roll right through this shit show of a show that we have here.
Opening item.
Opening item.
Jay can't wait for it.
Let's go.
Excuse me, do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
No, how much?
Enough to break the ice. Hi, Fred Searing. How are you?
I can't
Can I get the? Can I
ever
get the-
not see the shirt now underneath his.
I still haven't
Yeah?
seen it. Y'all bring that up, and now this is 2 weeks in a row, and I keep missing it.
What can't you
He's
see?
just wearing an undershirt. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
White
a weird choice.
Undershirt.
I have some breaking news, guys.
Ba-ba-ba-ba.
Come on.
Somebody hit
this
it.
is-
No.
Just pressing buttons. We're just pressing buttons now.
Well, that feels. The way you opened it made me feel like it was scary.
Well, it is in reference. Thank you. It is in reference to your wine question. So
Here you go.
R.I.P.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and claim your computer and some of your equipment because you're about to
Shit.
die.
Can we
that bad,
can
huh?
we please give the computer to Chase? I mean,
Honestly, at this
Actually,
point, yeah. Can we?
I'm
can we
taking it so we can give it to Chase.
let's
Got
take
it.
one for the team.
Pinot Noir
Chase
being
Campbell.
a lighter red wine should ideally be consumed within 2 to 3 days after opening.
Okay.
You
Wait,
said
that's
months, Jason?
I don't remember when I bought.
Oh,
this,
that's
so-
not. You asked the wrong question. You asked the wrong question. You need to ask: is it okay to drink after 4 months?
Proper storage in the refrigerator with a cork replaced is
The breaking news continues.
its freshness, but should still be consumed within a week at the most.
I'm gonna finish it because
All
I'm
right,
already.
I'll look.
That'll
At
wait.
it.
You'll be
I'll
fine.
figure this out.
You'll be
Rest in
fine.
I'll
peace.
figure.
Rest in
You'll be
peace.
fine. Or die. One of the two.
Chris, this is your opening item. There's really no question here. It's just stats. And,
It's
and
more of
logos,
just a-
So
Let's
please
just look
explain
at
to it.
this. Everyone just look at it.
It shows, if you're watching on YouTube, it shows NFL, MLB, and NBA team equivalents winning percentage based over the last 10 years. So it's basically just saying these are the teams that have won the most over the past 10 years. And like they're
Somebody
equivalent across the
actually
three
share it,
sports.
so that way people on YouTube aren't like, why isn't it up? There it
He
is.
said
There
it
you go,
was there.
boys.
All right. Wow.
I was just basically putting it up as like anything surprising, any team you thought would be higher, lower.
I'm super surprised that the Jets and Jags are in the league of their own.
Are you? Is that really surprising?
Yeah.
Because
What really surprising about that?
I think it's a
There's
dick move
nothing
just to
surprising
throw
to
you
that.
guys in the corner like that, like a bunch of fucking like stepchildren. Like that's messed up. You guys are a professional team. You guys.
So
vote.
this is just rereading this. The equivalent. Okay, so this is based off of win percentage over the last 10 years. Because I was like, the Giants in that last spot seems to me weird,
Why?
but they haven't been terrible. They have been terrible for a very long time. So
Yeah, they're pretty bad.
The Magic though, I thought the Magic has been decent in the last 10 years. I didn't think they were on the bottom tier.
they just make the first rounds of the playoffs and that's it. That's
They
about
still
as
gotta
close
win
as
a
you get.
decent
Maybe it's
amount,
because
but
they
get
had
there.
such like a bad maybe they had like an 8-year stretch or something or 7-year stretch that was
Oh,
terrible.
Yeah, they were
and
picking
then
they were picking in the top 5 for a minute there.
Yeah.
So this
Hot
is just
second.
winning games. It's not even titles. So
Yeah,
it's
just
my
winning
first thought was
percentage, yeah.
titles.
Winning
so-
percentage.
No, definitely not titles because
Winning percentage.
the Braves are with the Bills, and the Bills haven't even made a Super Bowl in the last 10 years, and the Braves have won a World Series in the last 5. So
Yeah, but here's the thing though. Like, who gives a shit if you're winning a lot of games? You're not fucking winning the end all. I think Kevin and I are on the agreement here. I just feel like it's fucking worthless at this point. I don't give a shit if you win 99% of your games, but if you don't win
Yeah.
a fucking Super Bowl or championship,
I
what's
can
the
agree
point
with
of
that.
playing the game?
it also makes me think how like 10 years ago isn't. I'm trying to think how to phrase this right. Isn't that long ago, or is that long ago? Because when I saw the Dolphins with the Giants and the Mavs, I was like, well, that makes no fucking sense. The Giants have won like 3 World Series, and the Mavs won a championship, and I was like, oh wait, all of those were more than 10 years ago.
Yeah. I don't know. It just feels
Well-
it feels off to. I mean, I get it. Its stats are right or whatever. If it is right, I don't know. Where is this from, Chris? Do you want to cite the source? Or-
Don't really remember where
I think Jose
Project.
knows. Yeah, there it is.
Packers
not
Packers
the
seem
Make
about
Sure
right.
Project.
You know, top 5 most winningest franchises in the past 10 years. I mean,
Okay.
it's tough to be as good as we are
Paired
now.
up with the Cleveland Guardians, right? That's the baseball equivalent of the Giants.
I mean, don't pair anybody
Packers.
up, you know.
I mean,
would
they
say-
are with Milwaukee, so there you go.
Yeah.
I-
So
I've been disconnected from the NBA too long that I was staring at the Yankees and I'm like, who the fuck is that in the middle? It's the Clippers. They have a new logo.
Who the
Yeah.
hell is that?
where are
But
the
you also
Yankees?
think it's also a little
oh yeah.
unfair to compare baseball to football. You know what I mean? Like, and even
Significantly
basketball
more
in the
games.
sense, like, there's so many more
Yeah.
games. So, like, when I think of the Braves, I think of you guys winning more than the Packers, right? Like, but when you go winning percent, you guys play so many fucking games. I feel like it's kind of
You
unfair.
make it sound like Chase is on the team. You guys win so
mean-
many games.
You guys, part of the
Well, we
did.
also. I'm trying to think when our rebuild ended because we've made the playoffs each of the last like probably 7 or 8 years, but before that we had like a 4 or 5 year window of rebuilding. So that's probably why it's including probably at least 2 of those like rebuild years.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, some teams suck and some teams are good.
Some are good. So they,
I think if you
feel
took
like
like
the
5
items
years, the Lions would be a little bit different. You know, who else would be a little bit different? Maybe Texas Rangers might be a little bit different. They've been winning a little bit lately.
The Knicks have actually been pretty good the last like 4 or 5 years, but I guess they were so bad before that. Seeing them all the way down there is kind of wild.
Magic. I mean, Magic. I felt like in the last couple of years have been doing a
Yeah.
little bit better, right? Or are they? Just
Oh.
sucking?
What's the biggest surprise that's not at the top? I mean, look at the Lakers. They're 23.
weren't they really
That's
bad
crazy.
for a while though?
I'm just saying that's really
Yeah.
bad for 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Texans is kind of crazy because, you know, they had that window with Deshaun Watson where they made the playoffs a bunch of years straight, but then they tanked for a bit and then they got CJ Stroud.
Andy says the Thunder. Where are the Thunder? Find them.
Thunder
Find them.
are-
Number 9. There you go.
Yeah. I
And do you
they've
think they
been-
should be
they've been
higher
really good
or
recently.
lower?
I'm assuming lower because they were really bad after Westbrook and KD and Harden left for a minute.
Oh, couldn't
Katie
even win
Holmes
Like
or
50 years ago?
that. Katie Holmes is so stupid.
Stop it. Just stop it.
No,
Stop
keep
it.
going. Keep going, Kevin. Keep going.
No, don't. Do not.
who else is look? All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Who's gonna look? All right, I got you. I got a follow-up question here.
Yeah. Here we go.
Last 10 years. So so that starts from 2015. So if we take it from 2020 on, so the next 5 years from now, so that's 10 years from 2020 to 2030. Who do you think is going to be up there in the top 5?
Including the last 5 years or just the next 5
Including
years?
the last 5, and then predicting the
more.
future in the next 5. Who do you guys see in the next 5? The top 5. Let's go baseball right away. Like, who do you think baseball is in the top 5?
Dodgers.
Baseball.
Yeah.
Yeah. They kind of
For
sound
sure.
like
No,
baseball.
They're
Dodgers.
probably not moving.
Okay, I misunderstood this question because I thought you were saying who would we
You're-
see up there that's not there now?
No. You're predicting the future by taking the last 5 years of experience and data and taking that and saying, all right, where do you see them the next 5 years?
Well,
And then
it's also funny that top 5 for baseball, the Cardinals suck now. They're about to be in the middle of a rebuild. They're going to definitely drop. Houston is kind of rebuilding, so they're definitely going to drop.
Seahawks, right? I think
Baseball?
Seahawks are gonna suck.
I mean, they probably
Seahawks will always be that team that's just like
They'll get
Fringe,
8 or 9,
like,
8 or
you
9
know,
wins
like,
every season.
just
somehow.
like
Ravens,
well,
I
they
think will go up.
they got
I
rid
think
of
they'll go
Geno,
up a
right?
spot.
Who's the quarterback now in Seattle? Oh, they got Sam Darnold, didn't they?
they did. Yeah.
Go all out there, bro. Where do you guys think about the Braves? Do you think the Braves are gonna go up or down?
I mean, I think they'll go up.
Yeah, probably a little bit. We have
the
our
top
core pretty locked up. For us, it's about health, man. That's really what holds us back. Is just our guys get fucking injured. Like Spencer Strider missing most of the year fucked us. Acuna's missed 2 years, that fucks us. So if we can stay healthy, we'll be up there. But unfortunately, that's a big if with us.
What are
I
your
think,
thoughts
like,
on the
break top
Cubs
5.
being ahead of the Braves here? I mean,
I think that we're
What?
like 30 games
Yeah.
into the season.
no, I mean like for the last
this
10
list.
years. Yeah. Just
That is
'cause we're so much
surprising.
better,
That is surprising.
I don't know
in
about
general.
so much better.
Wow.
Cowboys will drop, right? I think Lions will switch.
switching
I think
some.
Lions Cowboys switch. I think they do a flop.
Yeah.
Like a flip flop. Boop, boop.
Commanders will start moving up. I
They'll
think.
creep up a little
I'm
bit.
a little surprised the Bills are at 8. It feels like they've been like contending for like a while now, but
Saints are gonna drop down to fucking.
Surely. The
Trash.
20s. The
They're
20s.
gonna
at
yeah,
least.
they're gonna
yeah,
be bottom 20.
yeah, that's definitely dropping.
That's
The Eagles
good
will
switch
rise.
there. Commanders, and Saints, right? They might switch.
Or like Lions and Saints. You know, Lions will be.
21 and 9. Yeah.
I don't know.
I think the
this
Lions will be a little
are gonna
higher, honestly.
I think they'll be higher, but I don't think they're gonna jump because I don't predict them to be as good as they are now in 5 years. You know what I mean? I think they're
Yeah.
gonna. I think they got maybe another good year, and then they got to figure it out, right?
Yeah, I mean the Steelers and Pats are gonna fucking plummet. Let's be real.
Nah, Steelers gonna get Aaron Rodgers, bro. They're saved.
They're just holding out for Aaron.
That's
Rodgers.
gonna hold them
Eight-
over for half a season.
Andy
For,
says
3
Jags
games.
on the way up. They have to. Nowhere else to go.
It's true. We
That's
can't go
I
any
mean
lower.
that is pretty accurate.
We're off on our
I mean,
own.
they-
We can
they
only
got
go
They
the,
say
up.
have to though. I want to ask you this, Andy. If you say have to, obviously because they're on the bottom and you can only go up from there. But what if they don't and they stay there for?
They
the
stay
next
the same.
What happens to the
no.
Jags?
Continued, continued depression.
Mass
Over
like
pro
an
football?
organization just commits suicide? What does that mean, Jose?
Yes. Exactly.
Andy also said the Pats are going to be pretty good. I agree. I think the Pats are on their way up, not down.
They're number 2, dude. What? They're on their way up to number 1.
No, I'm talking about predicting the future. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying they're not gonna. They can't go up unless they're going up to 1. They're not going up to 1.
You never know.
So they
man.
will plummet.
You never know. They might add more numbers. Who knows? Like, you never know.
You don't
what's
know
gonna
how
happen in
math
5
works,
years.
bro.
Just based on how good they were for, I'm assuming the end of Tom Brady era is what's propping them up to number 2.
Thousands, bro.
They're going to drop.
Some would say the Belichick, but hey.
Sure.
Trying to
Yeah.
tease you here. I'm sorry. Speaking of teasing, There you go.
Oh, Jesus.
We got the NFL time. We got a draft recap. We got some Sanders shit that I'm super stoked to talk about this fucking guy some more. And then awkward Bill Belichick. Can we just go right into that because I don't want to get mad about talking about Sanders for a second.
Wait, I want to share something with you first.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
It's very unlikely you'll get sick. You're okay.
Let's go, Chet. Fucking
He's
love
been
it.
so concerned. He's like,
I have as I've been drinking this, and I'm probably gonna get more.
It just says basically it's not gonna taste good. But
What the actual fuck was that, man? It's like my one job here. Like, is this what you're doing now?
yeah, you tried and you failed. You
So,
tried to give
I
him
guess
information.
I don't
and
even
you
have
failed.
any. What is the purpose of me even being here now?
I
He's
mean,
like,
you've been asking that
oh,
for years now, and we're still trying.
oh, I don't need to be here for 7 minutes.
All right, awkward Bill Belichick. Kev, can I task you or Jose, one of you two, just say "I" to find a clip from the
Aye.
Bill Belichick interview so we can play this? in a
Oh,
couple
I don't want
seconds?
that. Okay, hold on.
You already said
already
I.
said
You
I.
already said I.
All right, Jose, grab a clip. I don't care where it's from, Instagram, TikTok, whatever. All right, has everybody seen this? Like, seen clips of that?
Correct.
I've
Yes.
seen a little bit of it.
So the whole thing is he goes on this one-on-one, what was it, ABC? Or one of the bigger affiliates, right? And they do a one-on-one with all the stuff that's happened in the last, 2 years of where he is, what he's doing, and it's obviously his girlfriend. His girlfriend's in the room. I'm setting this up for Jose to play this. She's in the room listening to the entire interview like an agent or like
Pretty
your
much.
publicist normally would. So that's not odd. What is odd, though, is she comes in hard and just tells him to shut up, basically, during certain questions. And here's a clip. Or not shut up, but basically says we're not talking about it. And it's pretty aggressive. So
Jordan is right over there.
Down.
You have Jordan is right over there. Everybody in the world seems to be following this relationship. They've got an opinion about your private life. It's got nothing to do with them, but they're invested in it. How do you deal with that?
Never been too worried about what everybody else thinks. Just try to do what I
Amen,
feel
brother.
like is best for me and what's right.
How did you
Fuck
guys
them.
meet?
Not talking about this.
No.
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Belichick will start his
Well,
Bro,
there
did you
go.
see her face? Just
I got,
Dude,
I got no
no.
problem with
it's
that.
like, don't you fucking say another word, Bill.
The
It is a
whole
little
reason
weird.
I
You're
got no
on that
problem with
interview is for that. That's
Yeah,
where I
that's what we
disagree
wanna
with you,
know.
Kevin, completely. You don't join that interview thinking that that's not going to be talked about. That's the
It's
only
also
reason why
not
he's
that
signing the
crazy
thing.
of a question.
It's
It's
not-
not like
I
it's
agree.
not like they were like, Bill, what's your favorite position? They asked how
Turn
they
down the
met.
microphone a little bit. But look, they have they have saying what they is put on that show and what's not put on. So they could have completely eliminated that portion where she just said we're not talking about that. So they're publicly saying like this is something that we want to keep private to our lives. So they're publicly saying that and showing that. They could have completely deleted that whole thing right there. Am I
why
wrong or
would
am I
they?
right?
I
Why
think
would
you're
they delete
wrong.
that?
That is 100% depending on what they signed off for. So you can be correct, Kevin, and you can be wrong here. So from my understanding, what I'm saying though is the attitude behind it is
I don't think there was attitude.
What? Get the fuck, Kevin? You're just trying to argue with me at this point.
No. She said we're not
Show
talking
the damn
about that.
screenshot again and tell me there's no attitude in that face. We're not
yeah,
talking
her
about
face
that.
just
We're
glaring.
not talking about that. Like
Chris
we like
called it out before any of us did and said, look at the face. There was attitude behind it. So my issue behind that is this question is going to come ahead, right? It's just why, like, don't join the interview. You're doing this for publicity stunt. It's just it's an uncalled for situation for her to get like that nitpicky about it.
It's also
How
just
did you guys
not.
meet?
Not talking about this.
No.
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Look at the look on her
Kevin.
face.
Bro,
I'm interested to
look-
see. I'm interested to see how the rest of this interview goes. Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I mean,
that's
it's gonna
also
be-
just a weird question to not comment on. That's not a crazy question.
Yeah, just be like, how did you guys meet
if
each
it's
other?
something that they want to keep private to their lives, like we have somebody that we know that met on a dating app, they'll never admit to it. You know, right?
I don't know what you mean.
Yeah,
I don't
what's the
either.
reference.
But
yeah.
there's a
Ooh,
different.
Why
There's
wouldn't you
difference
admit
there,
to
though,
that?
right? So like that's not
like literally
they didn't
nothing
get
wrong with
famous. They didn't
I'm
get
saying
famous
that
from that. But that's not
they-
the same thing, though. This whole interview, the whole reason why Bill Belichick, you can make an argument that sure he he's signed with what's his name, the Tar Heels, and he's a coach there, and he's kind of like gotten back in the spotlight. But the whole reason he's kind of in the spotlight is because of the 40-year gap in the relationship between them two. And a lot of people probably want to know, how the fuck did you run into this girl? And then you come into the conversation and you drop an attitude bomb. Like, that's a crazy question to ask. Like, it wasn't like Chase said, it wasn't like you're asking, hey, what's it like kissing a 20-year-old? You know what I mean? Like, it's literally just saying, hey, how'd you meet?
Yeah,
a common question that all of us probably ask ourselves.
I agree. It should have been expected, and that should have been taken care of way before the interview. Andy joining in once again. I appreciate you joining in. Says the news is the interview is with Bill Belichick, but she interrupted him much more than this. This was just the most awkward. That's because the only one they chose to show, they cut out a lot more of the interruptions. So I guess in the interview,
also it's on Jose because he's the one pulling the clips, and he just decided to pull this.
I mean, okay, yeah, sorry.
No, you told him to pull a clip, and he pulled a clip. It's not his fault.
That is weird. No. That is weird, though. This interview is Bill Belichick.
Well, like, just so that y'all are aware, because I think part of the whole thing about how they met was that she was a student or something. They reportedly met in February 2021 while on a flight. They were on a flight, and they were seated next to each other, and Belichick signed her textbook, according to TMZ, and that's how they met. But
that's how it all began.
Which, like, honestly,
why
is
couldn't
not
he just
that
say
crazy.
That? Yeah, why couldn't he just say that?
We met on a flight.
We met
I
on
don't
a
see
flight.
the issue there. I do see the issue with someone interrupting an interview that's not a part of the interview. The interview's with Bill Belichick, right? If she's part of the interview, she's on the stage being interviewed.
That's also her personal life as well.
So, no, see, that's where I think, Chase, your concern is kind of where I'm coming from, and that's where everyone else is trying to figure out, okay, so is she his agent? Is she controlling? Like, that's where they want to know what's going on. It's one thing to, like, chime in and say that, but the way, like Andy alluded to, she interrupted more and more to act like she's acting like an agent. So people are like, okay, what is this dynamic here? What is going on here?
And to say that's her personal life too, you don't think like athletes get asked about their girlfriends, wives, mothers all the time? Do the mothers, the wives, the girlfriends, are they off on the side like chiming in? Fuck no. That is, I have never seen that before, Kevin.
You
ever.
have to also take into account. You have to take into account the facts about why everybody's so interested in this relationship. It's a significant age gap, which whatever, it happens. But they've only been together for not even like a full 2 years. They started dating in June of 2024, so maybe give them a couple months before then, and so not even a full 2 years. And so how does somebody who is significantly younger than you, less experienced than you in all of this, and has only been a part of your life for a year and a half, get the power to be interrupting your interview?
Did you say June of 2024?
So not even a year.
That's not even a year.
That's not even a full year. But that's what I'm saying. It's like give or take a couple of months that they were maybe seeing each other or fucking or whatever beforehand. They haven't known each other I don't think they've even known each other for 2 years yet. So it's just strange. If that was like, that's Bill Belichick's wife of 50 years, she can fucking interrupt all she wants. It's different. It's just the dynamic is a little.
You say that, but they still don't. Wives still don't interrupt the interviews. I've never seen that before.
A lot of things get cut out of things as well. Like what you see is the final product of interviews.
Yeah.
So you don't know what's been being cut and what's not. There's been, I'm sure, in every interview with high name profiles, at some point during the interview, they're like, we're not going to talk. We agreed not to talk about that, or hey, we're not going to do that. Things like that. I'm not in the news business, so I don't know for sure, but I do know somebody that was.
That feels like a question the person being interviewed could say, though.
But okay, so there's two parts here, Kevin. I totally understand. We can make an argument and debate on the whole she should and should not chime in. That's not I think the whole conversation is her part in this whole thing. What is the role? What's the dynamic in the relationship? I think that's where a lot of people are like, what the fuck's going on? But like I said, it all depends on the NDAs. It all depends on the contracts that they put out in that interview. And a lot of times you can put it out there, but then you ruin that relationship you built with Bill Belichick, right? Like they put this out there, and I guarantee you they were legally allowed to put it out there, but now they have just burnt that bridge. So you have to play those cards too. Just because you legally do it, is it going to help the relationship with that station and them?
Andy also says that it is notable that she is now involved in UNC operations. So that might be a big reason why they're not going to
again
talk about
that
things.
still
But you
plays
should
the part.
you're going into this shit like that, you know. So
But what I'm getting at though, it's still like you're telling this chick just came out of nowhere. Now there are no NDAs or contracts with an interview like this. Maybe this one specifically because you looked it up, Andy, but that's not the case. And I can tell you right now, I interviewed like 3 people with NDAs because it's proprietary stuff that'll be said that they don't want to say outside. So I don't know where you're coming from. There's no such thing as that, or you're just saying there's no such thing as that for this interview. But there are definitely NDAs in contracts and interviews because there's proprietary information that can be said during interviews that they don't want to say, so they go through it post and let you sift through it. So
yeah, just
that's
ask
just
Derek,
wrong.
Big Brother winner, season 16 about
that wasn't even
There was
a
no
legal thing.
NDAs.
That was
Yeah,
us
there wasn't-
scratching his back during that
Yes.
situation.
Yeah,
We
that was
easily
helping
could have
him.
done that.
We
and
could have
then we
released the
would've burnt
whole thing.
that
Oh,
bridge.
we could have CBS the shit out of that thing, right?
It would not have been great for him.
For him, no, not at all. But
Oh, whatever. Fuck him.
anyway,
Yeah,
It's just
that was
weird.
good.
I just want to know
It
that
is weird.
dynamic
It was
between-
awkward as hell. But I didn't see the full interview. I'm interested to see how the rest of it went. But Andy did, I guess. But anyways, let's
Is the
move
full
it on.
interview already out?
I think that's what Andy was saying, wasn't
I
it?
think so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
he's saying
definitely
that she
gonna watch
interrupted him a couple more times,
I'd be
but
curious
that's
to see
the only one
other
they showed.
stuff she interrupted.
So
Nice.
there's your promotion for your interview, CBS. You can
You're welcome.
you can thank us later.
$5, please.
What do you
I'm-
got?
we don't ask for much.
All right, so who
up
wants to
next,
chime
let's
in on
talk
their
about-
opinion on Sanders. Who's got the best educational response?
I don't got educational response. I think it was fucked up that he fell that far. I don't think he's top 5 talent. Where he's getting picked first, maybe even first round, second round. You know, once you get like middle to into the second round, you're starting to be like something's fishy here for me. Once you get to the end of the third round, you're like, what the hell do they know that we don't know? You know, because it seems like there's got to be something, right? But apparently they're doing some sort of like investigation or something. I don't know.
What would they have to investigate?
Really?
Like, did all 30 of the teams just get together and they were like,
I mean, you
hey,
could definitely blackball somebody for sure, but what's the reason behind?
What's
you
the
know,
reason?
I mean,
Yeah, it's-
so and I'm not going to pretend like I have any sort of evaluation. I'm not a scout. You know, I can, make I know. I have my opinions and stuff, but especially with like quarterback play, like that's all the systems are so different. What fits in the NFL is wild. I will say that just from watching a decent amount of Colorado games, he does hold on to the ball a very long time for a guy that doesn't necessarily have the escapability. So that is one thing. He does throw a lot of jump balls to players like Travis Hunter.
wait, now he had one of the highest completion percentages in college football.
because he also threw a lot of screens. So that's another thing to consider. I personally think that he probably should have been like a 3rd round pick. But the way I look at it is this. Say you have him and just pick a quarterback, Will Howard, rated similarly. And I'm not saying they do. Maybe you have him a little higher, Shador a little higher. Like on your rating scale, you have him as a 87, and you have Howard as like a 85. Which one comes with a lot more attention, a lot more like focus, and supposedly, again, we're not in these interviews, but there's been a lot of reports that his interviews were bad, were just not good at all. He just came off as like very full of himself, very standoffish. So maybe a lot of teams just said, hey, we think he's a solid quarterback, but we don't want to deal with all that for a guy that may or may not be good. If he is Cam Ward, someone's taking him first overall. I'd be shocked. He's not Cam Ward.
Yeah,
I don't think everybody agrees with that.
To add on to your thing though, Chase, is that's the part that kind of bugs me because then they'll throw in the whole but Eli did this and Menzel did this, and all these other guys did this, and I think that's a good learning. And I'm not even going to go down to the comparing their talent versus this, but I think we take away from the fact that, hey, that was a learning experience. People took Menzel, and look what happened. Like, so they're like, look, we're willing to risk a 5th round for him. We're not willing to risk the salary in the 1st round for this. And that's where I think everyone's just like playing the race card or something like that on that card. And
Manziel's definitely a better comparison than Eli. Eli coming out of college was seen as like a generational talent.
And that's what I'm saying is, and I think it's a learning curve of all these other players that they have hit. And I'm going to take the risk. It's worth it. And they're like, fuck, we've all been burnt. So at this point, they're like, hey, look. And like you said, his talent doesn't compete with his ego. And so at that point, they're like, he doesn't have the talent like these other guys do, but he does have the attitude that we have seen burn us in the end. And so we're out. So it's really fucking weird that, like Jose said, that they're going to pull in a investigation. Because, like, I think it's a Sanders effect. Like, I think it's hilarious. What, isn't it true that their older brother or the other brother got another agent because they're like, it didn't work out when it comes to their dad? I just think that some of this shit that he said out there about his players not wanting to play for this team, et cetera, like, I think it just bit him in the ass. And it's crazy that people are losing their shit that he dropped that far.
Yeah, one of the main things they were saying is, and again, this is all speculation. It could be complete bullshit. We don't know, man. But one of the things they're saying that he said in interviews was that he wanted to change like the climate of any organization he went to. He wanted it to be like built around him, and like he wanted it to like match what he envisions for like an organization. So like, I mean, if I'm a GM and this quarterback who I see as like, we'll even say a 2nd round talent or a late 1st round talent, if this guy who's not a generational talent comes in saying, I want this entire organization to change to the way that I see things, I'm going to be like, yeah, no, I'm not drafting you.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Jets and Aaron Rodgers saying, yeah, we're good with you now. Moving on.
Yes, 100%.
I just think there's a lot of history that like says everyone finally said, you know what, we're not going to fucking pull this trigger.
I mean, I could definitely see Tennessee and their quarterback, right?
I could definitely see him being a solid NFL quarterback. But again, if you're not positive about that, do you want to have to take the risk of taking this guy who may set you back years just based on all this attention? If you're a GM, all this attention is going to be on you now. Yeah. And so, I mean, that means if it's a huge fuck up, you're getting fired.
What's your guys' take on the whole argument? It's kind of we kind of hit on it here, but I'm just curious because one of the big debates is that's fine, but it's still crazy that they would pick another quarterback that doesn't even come close to their talent. Do you think their personality and all those traits really does play that big of a part, or you still think there's a conspiracy?
Yeah, I think it does. I mean, you're talking millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars that you're investing into these players. It's not just like, hey, let's take a chance on this guy. These are giant investments that are sometimes tough to get out of if you get too locked into them. So. Look at Packers and Jair right now. So, but yeah, you don't want to like invest in time, money, using all that time and money on somebody that you're like not really sure of and like taking a chance on when you could be using that time and money on somebody that you're like, okay, this seems like a better project, if we're going to take a time and money on something.
Well, and it's all about risk reward too and potential as well. It's like, Manziel, as like ridiculous as he was seen as having a ton of potential, right or wrong. A lot of teams thought that he had the chance to be like a true gunslinger in the Brett Favre mold. Obviously not the same arm as Brett Favre, but the Patrick Mahomes, Brett Favre, where they can like scramble and make plays, like extend plays. So like if you think that like, yes, this guy has like, he's probably a second round like talent in terms of like the risk there, but if he meets his potential, he could be a top 5 quarterback. Then I think that's a different play with a guy like Sanders that's seen as more of like a safe quarterback, like a good quarterback. His ceiling is probably more of like a top 15 quarterback than a top 5 quarterback. Whereas if he had a cannon arm and ran a 4.4 but had these off-field issues and maybe some inaccuracy issues like Josh Allen did, he'd still probably be a 1st round pick or at worst a 2nd round pick because, again, that potential is so intriguing. But without that top 5 quarterback potential, that's a little different.
I do want to note on a few things that Andy said because, these guys Damn it! I'm sure this just switched my mic, didn't it?
No.
No, it didn't.
Let me turn on my Bluetooth on my phone. He said they're only investigating who prank called him, not the rest of the stuff. He said you've literally got to love the game to an obsession, be coachable, and have the talent. He also said bingo, Kevin, because I mean, obviously. And then he said Manziel didn't love the game to the point of obsession. No matter the amount of talent in the world is no amount of talent in the world is enough to get over that.
Yeah.
And then Tim chimes in and says, even if he's good, he's better than Dylan.
Is he better than Dylan?
Is he better than Dylan? Sorry.
We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I probably would say he's better than Dylan Gabriel, but
That's what I'm saying. Is like, where does, and so is it, like, that's where I'm like, everyone comes in with the conspiracies and all this shit that there's a bigger thing in play. But is this a turning point in the NFL where now your character is starting to outweigh your talent? Like this, like that's the point, right? Like that's the only thing you can say, right? Only tangible evidence you can say that Dylan got drafted over him is because his character is nowhere near, and that outweighed the skill difference, right?
And to dive a little bit deeper on that, I mean, everything that has to do with Colorado and everything that has to do with the Sanders is all filmed, all on the internet.
all the time.
So to
It's
the point
everywhere.
where, like, they're going to nitpick, even if you're not a piece of shit, they're going to find the piece of shit moments that you've had and take
they
away.
Made it fucking easy, though. Like,
Look,
like, you threw
every
your running back and your
competitive
offensive line.
person in the whole world does piece of shit stuff sometimes. Just
but name me
when
another
you're-
college player at his level that was throwing his players under the bus and doing the fucking wrist around the
but
wrist.
people
around
did
with his
but
watch.
people did worse, like hit girls and like
That's-
stuff like that, and
Did
still
they
got
get
drafted.
drafted
Joe
over?
Mixon,
Yeah.
literally like punched a girl in the face.
But that was, I'm saying, in this draft.
after
I'm
he
saying
got
in this
drafted,
draft.
though, right?
No, it was when he was at Oklahoma.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
But I'm saying in this draft.
Yeah, in this
Yeah,
draft,
I don't
I'm-
know about this
yeah.
draft.
That's what I'm getting. That's like, let's talk about the past. That's
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
But
I gotcha.
talk about this draft. Now, if you're saying there's players that got drafted that have physical assaults
for sure.
within months of the draft. Now, it's one thing to have a physical assault your beginning of your career and you learn from the mistakes. I am truly on the board of you can amend and be better. Like, I'm not going to hold things against you if you can show me proof that you're a better person. But like Sanders' entire like personality was the same from beginning to the end. Did he apologize for some of the shit he did? Sure. But he never changed, right? Like, he would say sorry, but he'd almost still be the prick that you see on TV and all that kind of stuff. So
Well, and to go to Andy's point real quick, where he talked about you have to like love and breathe the game. I don't know if you saw, there's a clip with Cam Ward talking with Shador Sanders, and Shador was like, "Hey, do you want to like hop on a rap with me after this?" And Cam was like, "Nah, I'm good. Like, I got football." And he was like, "Don't you have any other hobbies?" And he was like, "Football." He's like, when people Google Cam Ward, I want it to show up with American football player. He was like, football. So like that
you're saying
dude,
Cam
that
Ward said that, and then
Yeah.
Sanders wanted to do
Shador
something
was
else.
like, "Do you want to hop on a rap with me?" And Cam Ward was like, "Nah, man. Like, I don't do that shit. I just want football."
Yeah.
He was like, "You don't have any hobbies or anything?" And Cam Ward was like, "No, football."
Damn.
Yeah.
I actually
That
expected
dude
from Sanders.
loves football. That dude, I don't know, man. I'm still pissed that we didn't get him at FSU.
It is
He's
what it
a
is,
fucking monster, dude. He's a beast, and I think he's going to be very good in the NFL because, going to Andy's point, he fucking eats, breathes, loves football.
It's fair.
Yeah, I think it'd be good.
no, he will be.
We'll see if Tennessee can't fuck it up.
That was the one thing
Hopefully.
other people talked about is like Sanders. All that took away from Ward being number one. Like, no one talks about it. Like, you almost forget
yeah.
that he was in this.
Well,
draft.
and they work out together and stuff too. So I don't think that was Shador. Like, I don't think Shador was like, good. I don't want him to be in the spotlight. But unfortunately, that's how it played out.
for sure.
How did you think your team did draft wise? I mean, Jags were the big
I
one.
mean, massive. That's
Made
why
the
Cam
big
Ward
move.
gets overshadowed because Travis Hunter. That everybody forgets Cam. They're like, oh yeah, Cam Ward was number one because of all the madness. I mean, I love
What
it.
did you guys give up to move?
That's a great question. A lot.
A pretty good amount.
A lot.
Is it impacting this year and next year's?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Definitely next year. So next year, I think they gave up an extra first rounder.
Yeah.
Correct.
But
I know we gave that up.
And then
you
this
know,
year,
to
a second
Andy's
rounder.
point, is Andy said that if they're right about this draft pick, with that it should boost them up to the point where that's maybe a low first round pick that they're gonna be giving up. So basically, like almost a second rounder.
They gave their
Next year's
second round
first, we
pick.
still have 11 picks next year, 5 in the top 107.
As of right now.
Currently, that's correct.
Dustin is every Packer fan in the world. I'm just happy the Packers finally drafted a receiver. Man, I don't know if y'all have seen the and I don't like to bring up Pat McAfee all the time, but Ty Schmidt is on the Packer is a giant Packer fan who's on Pat McAfee show. His reaction to the Packers draft pick is the exact reaction as every Packer fan in the world. It's just like, we're tired of the same old shit. Tired of taking offensive linemen that play like 3 games. We're if he's right there and he's a receiver, just fucking take him. And then they were like Matthew Golden, and then he's like, let's go. We finally did it. We did it. Yeah,
That's great.
So I mean,
I'm
is he the
happy
best
for
wide
you.
receiver in the draft? No, but I mean, at the same time,
Who knows? Justin
You never
Jefferson
know.
went 18th in his draft.
You never know. But the fact that we're just like changing a little bit, maybe, and trying a little bit harder.
Yeah.
Well, shit. We could say the same thing. It's been a long time since
Yeah.
we've had a draft this good. We addressed a lot of the issues that we're looking. I'm obviously excited for Hunter, but I think we picked up a lot of good guys on the defense.
Which we need.
I don't want to be that guy. I'm
desperately
nervous
needed.
about Hunter, man, if I'm being honest. Just playing both ways. He got banged up a little bit in college playing both ways, and that's one of his biggest traits is the fact that he is good at both cornerback and wide receiver. I mean,
that
that's
kind
why
of
he
both
got
ways.
taken where he got took, right? What'd you
never know.
say?
He might go both ways the other way too.
But
I don't know.
Chase, but I
knows?
thought they all kind of hit that saying like you're not going to have that in the NFL. So I feel like the Jags.
He came out and said, if I'm not playing both ways, I'm not playing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure that Andy says I don't think he'll start both ways. They'll definitely put packages in for him, and
for
things like
sure.
that. I'm sure they'd be dumb not to.
Yeah.
No, we definitely will, for sure.
But they have an elite player on both sides of the ball.
See, I think he's personally more elite as a wide receiver than cornerback. I think and again, I'm not a fucking scout, but I see him as
even if
he's
he's just
I see him as like a
agree with you.
Trayvon Diggs, a very good cornerback who's going to get burned sometimes, but he's going to get turnovers because his hands are elite. His hands are.
Andy
are
says
elite.
start a
already
wide
better than
receiver,
anybody.
rotate a DB.
Yeah, I like that. If that's how the Jags
perfect,
use,
yeah.
if the Jags use him that way, 100%, love the pick.
You know how bad I would love that on the Packers team right now, like fucking. Just a starting wide receiver and somebody else, the same person can fucking rotate in with cornerback.
I'm going to go on
Holy
defense
shit.
real quick.
Yeah. I mean, because even if he's your third quarterback or cornerback, that's every team needs a fucking third quarterback.
100%.
Yeah.
Like an elite nickel would be crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's awesome. It's a good pick for the Jags.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Jose. Go on.
I interrupted you, Chase, so I apologize for that as well.
No, fuck
All the
that.
apologizing.
Fuck the apology. You interrupted me.
This is too nice.
Andy sends these. We're in a group chat with Andy, Chris, and I, and when we signed Gladstone, the GM, and the Cohen is the head coach. Andy was really stoked, and Chris and I were pretty much. I feel like you and I sort of shared the same response. We were like, yeah,
Cautiously optimistic.
cautiously excited. Been burned way too many times, and every time that we've been burned, Andy was very excited at the very beginning. And so
It's understandable.
we're just like, well, we'll go away and see what the results are. And this is the first showing, honestly, of what they are able to do under this new leadership. They have Boselli out there as the executive vice president of the team now too, and so there's a lot of changes that that we've been needing to see for a long, long time. And so not bad for your first draft.
Hey, I like that he's not scared to take the risk.
Oh, no.
And go,
Andy
go
says,
for an elite
sorry
player.
for being a fan. All capitalization.
Sounds
I
about
love if a team thinks that they have a shot at getting an elite player, which, the draft tends to have first round picks tend to be very good players. You expect them to be a day one starter, but most drafts, there's really like 5 to 6 like true elite players. I'm a big proponent of if you have a shot to get one of those elite players, you get them. So I mean, it's if that's how the Jacks see Travis Hunter, and most people do, then I like that GM is willing to do what it takes to get that player.
Yep.
Turn it into some wins is all I want. Get some wins.
Andy
Packers
was
got
just as
the
excited when we drafted Bortles. It's the second coming of
Big
Jesus.
game
Big
Blake.
game Blake.
I mean,
There he
he got
is.
some-
He should
had
have
some
led
wins.
y'all to a Super Bowl. So
He had some wins.
He did.
Oh man.
Packers got the
been-
last person in the green room. You saw that?
No.
That was a great.
was that
story.
the dude that was like high fiving everyone all night?
No,
Yeah.
that was the
Oh, no, no.
Kentucky cornerback.
Because I'm
which
rooting
that
for
dude's
that
gonna
dude.
be.
I'm rooting for that
I was.
dude.
I wanted him. I wanted the Packers to draft him, but he went obviously way before us. But yeah, he was the very last person. He wasn't sure if he was gonna be taken, second round, third round. But he stuck around, and eventually, he got picked fourth round, so he was in there.
That's crazy.
everything.
That's fucking crazy.
That is crazy. But that feeling, to not only be the last person in the green room, but to get picked by Green Bay and then walk
with all
out to
those
those
people,
fans.
Oh, true. I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that.
that massive
So-
eruption. Yeah, that's
and
That's
also
crazy.
like fucking Goodell stopped. He obviously stopped announcing picks. He let all the other people or the other celebrities do that. But he came out and announced that pick, which was pretty cool too.
That is cool.
Yeah. But anyways, I think the Packers did well during the draft. We could have maybe went a little bit more cornerback heavy, but I'm sure they know more than I do.
You're not
a
a
lot
scout
of-
either, are you?
A lot of Packers wide receivers going to be out of a job in the next couple of years. So it'll be a little bit of a change there. We talked about Belichick. Yep. Let's get on it.
MLB.
I'm so glad that this intro exists because it's the only way that I get to see Giancarlo
Giancarlo.
Stanton swinging a fucking bat. So
I need to make a new one, right? Should I put an Aaron Judge one out there?
yeah, might be not a bad upgrade. Not a bad upgrade. Although it's a pretty sick swing.
It is. Are the Braves legit again?
I mean, they might have turned.
Are they winning baseball games?
They're winning. They did lose last night, but they are winning games. Yes.
They won the last 3 series.
Yeah.
Chris
They
Sale
won
won a
it.
game.
Look at that. Look at that.
They're getting close to getting to 500. They're 3 games under 500. They're getting there.
And if we can get Acuna back, that's huge because
You say his name different every single
time.
You say
Every
his name.
single
You
time.
need to set with one and stick with it. Just,
I'm gonna call him Ronnie. How about that?
I like
when,
that.
When,
I don't mind that.
Ronnie,
That sounds
when
good.
Ronnie,
That's a safe
when
one.
Ronnie comes back,
Shy Ronnie.
because right now that third outfield spot, really both outfield spots outside of Michael Harris, who's also not been great this year, have just been nothing. We haven't been getting much outside of Eli White, who out of nowhere was like wants to be a major league player, I guess, and has been hitting good. But
Decided he
yeah, I
wants to
mean,
play.
we can't have 2 outfield spots that are basically being held together with players that are on their last legs or are like quad A players. We need Ronnie back desperately in the outfield.
Come now. We need you. So damn
now.
bad.
I know.
Yeah, if you would, please.
And bullpen.
I
we
mean-
need fucking bullpen help. Good
Cubs
lord.
are still holding strong. We're doing all right. Still doing what we're doing. So we'll see how long it lasts. I'm not getting my hopes up either way.
It's so early.
It is indeed early.
Thank you.
Indeed,
Thank you
it
for
is.
that.
As far as fantasy goes,
All right, I won't talk about the Yankees. It's fine. Go ahead. Move on.
go ahead. You guys speak up during these times.
I was, you just started moaning
Please,
in my
go
ear
ahead, sir.
right as I was about to,
That's not my voice, by the way.
That's
It could
definitely
be.
your voice.
We don't know that.
Listen. The Yankees went out and made this big move for Devin Williams, and he has showed literally nothing, remotely even okay since he started the season. So I don't know if is it legit? Is it the whole playing in the Bronx thing? I don't know. He got his beard, but he blew another save this past weekend and got demoted, which is great for our boy Luke, who's back in the closer role. And
I was just gonna ask, was your pitcher or that guy you're talking about, was that the guy that made you guys not made you, but
he's the one that started the whole conversation about the facial hair.
I fucking love Karma. Go fuck that guy. Cool.
Wait, say it again, just so everybody knows. Explain that to everybody so we know. I think that most of us know, but
so yeah, like everybody knows that the Yankees for the longest time had this facial hair policy. It was very outdated, honestly. And Williams had a beard his entire career, and when he came to the Yankees, he shaved it. But then he did tell the general manager that it will play a decision on whether or not he chooses to re-sign with the Yankees next year. Which I don't know how it worked, but it got them to be like, well, if you have an amazing season with us and we want to bring you back to be like the Yankees closer, we don't want you to not pick us because you can't grow a beard. So how about you just go ahead and start growing your beard now? And now he's blown like 3 games. So it's going great.
I don't root for anyone to have a bad game, but that's fucking.
That is crazy for of all players to do it for you. Do it for a relief pitcher, not Johnny Damon when he was in his prime, or
no.
I was thinking the same thing. Chase.
Yeah.
That was George Steinbrenner was still the owner of the team back then, and that motherfucker wasn't going to bend for anyone. His kids are a lot more easy to get with the times.
Seems like one won championships and the other ones haven't. So
one stabbed Boston in the back.
Yeah,
bro,
like
I don't know.
Knew what he was doing and got you guys a bunch of trophies, and the other team hasn't done shit for you. So it feels like maybe not bending over for the players and holding.
I'm just happy for Luke Weaver, man. Get those saves, baby.
Yeah. If y'all, I know Jose earmuffs. If you guys get a chance, watch the Red Sox documentary on Netflix. I think the one where the year where they came back on the Yankees.
Is that the Red Sox?
Obviously,
baseball got canceled that year.
Yeah. It was a great documentary. Lots of F-bombs dropped, and my kids were watching it with me. I didn't give a shit, to be honest. Like we learned so much during that time for the girls. Lots of learning lessons. And my wife also knows the story, about the comeback just based off of, I talk with her a lot about baseball history and stuff like that. So it's a really cool story, and it's got all the old players in there doing interviews. That's and awesome. A lot of behind the scenes shit as well. But it also shows, Steinbrenner. That's why it made me think of it. Dude was fucking all baseball, and I loved it. I mean, like, he may have went out there and he's bought every fucking team that he ever played for, but that dude didn't give a shit about nothing but ball. And
yeah, because he was almost never the richest owner, but he was always like the top spending owner.
Yep. So, but anyways, go check it out. Fantasy studs for me. Last week I did win against Jamie. Sorry about that. JC, excuse me. That was weird.
That was weird.
That was weird for me as well.
Don't ever say that again.
I felt dirty saying it. For like the 10th week in a row. I know there's only 4 weeks, dude. Paul Skeens, dude's a stud. He's an absolute stud.
Never heard of him.
I don't know if you saw his.
Is that Livy Dunn's boyfriend? Is that who that is?
No, Livy Dunn is his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Livy Dunn is his girlfriend. Yes. Did I say that right? Anyways,
you got it.
But yeah, dude had 33 points. Just a measly 33, 6 innings pitched, 33 points. Yeah, my dud, not great. We're looking at you, Emmanuel Chase. You're sitting on the bench this week. You're the closer for the Guardians. 98% owned in rosters out here just fucking give me 5 points for the week, including a blown save and shit like that. So, you piece of shit.
Piece of shit.
He's gone, though. He's sitting on the bench. We'll see if he can get his shit together.
Giving him a chance.
I'll make the decision.
Give him a redemption chance.
Jose, give me your studs and duds while I go pee. I'm listening, though. I'm listening.
I know. You're always listening while you're holding your penis. I know. The stud this week was Alex Bregman had a pretty good week, but relatively for a team that is 1-4.
Did you win
34
this?
points.
Did you win that week?
The dud was me and everyone on my team. For the second week in a row, we went into the final day with a lead. We had what were we?
Surely you
I-
won.
We were
Surely
up
you
270
won.
We were up 275 and a half to 254, right? Going into that last day, and then Chase put 92 points in on me on the last
that
day
good?
to my 18, and so here we are again, same song and dance. So, congrats, Chase.
Thank you. Yeah, I like it.
you.
It was cool. I won by like 75 points. It wasn't even close. I'll go next. I whooped Jose's ass.
Chris,
it was wonderful.
you go.
I hate
O'Neal
fantasy.
Cruz.
I hate
O'Neal Cruz got me 35 points. Hit 3 home runs. That'll answer right there. My dud, Corey Seager. He played 1 game and then got put on IL. So he got 3. He went 1 for 4 in the 1 game he played this week.
Well, that's just too bad that he just sat on the bench all week. He could have gotten you some. He could have made it so that I wasn't hopeful going into Sunday.
I mean, you knew you were gonna lose.
Are we all wearing blue
This fucking
shirts?
guy.
Look at this.
He's like,
Look at
you
us.
knew a loss was coming. It doesn't matter.
Are we?
Chris,
No,
you
we're
can
not.
talk about it. I don't
It-
need to
it's
talk about it.
Chase's.
I just keep winning. So it's
I mean,
all-
it doesn't matter. I'm in the
Look
same
at the
fucking.
rating defending world champion of the
He
world.
knows the least about baseball. That's the
It's-
best thing
it's
about this.
crazy.
interview.
We don't know that.
colors.
We don't know.
yeah, we don't know
you
that.
know
Man's been
that.
doing the
Fucking
research on the low. We
absolutely.
have no idea.
Who is this Mike Trout? Have you guys heard of Mike Trout?
That's probably the only name I can actually pronounce correctly the first time reading it. The rest, I don't know. Like, I'm actually going to change my stud because I can't pronounce his last name. So I'm
my
gonna just say
God.
another name because they're all studs in my heart.
Have you heard of Aaron
All
Judge?
studs in my heart. I hate you so much.
I can't stand him. Just reclining back, like I just won again. Fuck
I think
it,
it's
he
pronounced
dropped-
Bueller, by the way, Jay.
Yeah, what happened, Chris? You came in the last Sunday just I'm doing it, dude. And then
I
you
mean,
said, no,
it's
I'm not.
the story of my season. I've
It's
lost
the
3 of my
story of
4
my
games.
life.
I've lost in the last fucking day. Similar to Jose, Jason drops 89, 87 fucking points on Sunday, just casually. I lose yet again on a Sunday. Just
You gotta
another
pitch
Sunday
better.
heartbreak. Apparently, but
Don't worry, Tony. Our boy Tony Long's playing me, and I forgot to set my lineup. So no one's.
I don't
hurt.
want to.
You
fucking
forgot
said
to set
that-
your lineup against me, and you beat me. So
I
was
don't
about
want to
to
say
say
it.
that.
I was about to say
Good
he
though,
says
Kev.
that every week,
Yeah,
and every
that's
week
his go-to.
he counts.
It's 100% true. I'm
that
not
doesn't
lying
make
about
me
it.
feel better.
But I don't think Kevin's good at fantasy. He's already said he's one of the worst ones at it. Chris, I think, has the worst luck of all time. But Tony
I'm
actually.
fucking in second place in my divisions. I'm
Second?
tied for first. Excuse me.
Second
Tied for
place.
first.
Can
Tied for
anybody check?
first.
I'm gonna wave my stud and dud and ask you guys: is Tony on the same regimen of add and drop like he was last year?
How many has he had
That's a
so
good-
far?
That's a good
I
question.
don't know.
I got-
I'm curious.
can
So
pull-
last
I
year,
can
guys,
pull
for
up.
context, this league, we wanted to set a rule because this motherfucker had like I don't want to. I feel like I'm exaggerating, but it was like hundreds of add and drops. What is he
Be
at?
nice.
Facing Kevin this week. I just saw that.
what were you saying, Jose?
So currently,
Transaction counter.
transaction
as of
carries
right now.
acquired 6 people. It's not leading the league.
I'm up there.
that
Half
would
my
be-
team's on IL.
JC, he's acquired 8.
That seems low compared to last year.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, catching balls is 6. I'm sorry, that's Jose at the top.
Yes, it's me.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
why
so-
Jose was kind of getting quiet and like talking in whispers.
Oh, I'm sure I'm up there too. How many do I have? I got.
What does activate mean? I don't know what that means.
You activate them from IL, right? No.
No, the 18 players? I don't think so.
They just activate all of them.
I mean, it's been a
That's
rough
a lot
year.
of fucking hurt players, bro.
Damn, man.
Bro.
Damn.
Cool.
Doesn't matter. Stupid
all right.
sport.
Yeah.
Last thing.
1-4.
Wait, can we talk about Jose? Are you gonna win again, or
I might not.
No, maybe
if
not.
I get
Probably
1-4?
not.
My question is, what's the record that you get where you just like, oh fuck it?
I wouldn't do that. I would keep setting my lineup every week. Why would I do that? What would be the point? That would be a very dick move to make. Chris last year was fucking awful, and he set his lineup to the very end.
I played to the
talking
end.
about
We might have had
Jose,
3
not
wins.
Chris.
I'll play it to the end. Jose, we play in like 4 weeks there. We might be going for win number 2 in like 4 weeks between the two.
That's the big one right there.
That's the big matchup. Week 9, 1-8 versus 1-8.
That would be
We'll
fucking
fucking
crazy.
Due to time, so we don't go too crazy, I want to get an FSU real quick and talk about baseball versus Louisville. Or Louisville, or Louisville.
Thank you.
It's Louisville.
No, it's Louisville. You had it right the whole time.
Florida State.
What we got, Chase?
Your heartbeat. We some dogs. We ain't no puppies.
Had to hear the war chant at the end.
Whoa.
Yeah, we lost a road series against a good Louisville team. Opened up with Jamie Arnold just fucking pumping gas. Fucking destroyed them going 7 innings. First time going into the 8th in his career. Got pulled. But still, just, I think 11 strikeouts against a really good Louisville offense. Shut them down. We crushed them. Game 2, we were up 4-0. Our catcher decided that, and I can't throw Jackson West under the bus all the way because Joey Vellini, the pitcher, was not even like pretending to hold the runners on. It was awful. You've got to do a better job than that. But Jackson West, I think the game finished 13 of 13 on stolen bases is insane. That's ridiculous. Every time someone got on base, they were going to get to third because they're going to steal second, they're going to steal third. And that's so fucking hard to watch, and that's so hard to pitch around. And yet, Joey Vellini was pitching really well going into the 6th inning. He had given up 1 run. They ended up pulling him when we were up 4-2, runner on second, nobody out. That run scores, and then just the wheels fall off because this FSU team, I said it a couple weeks ago, it's going to go as far as 2 things. I'm not worried about our hitting. I'm not worried about Joey Vellini. I'm not worried about Jamie Arnold. The 2 things that are going to make or break this team for being an Omaha team, a national championship team, is their bullpen. Right now, there's probably 2 guys I trust, which I was very confused why Link did not put one of those 2 guys in when we were up 4-2 in the 6th inning. I was very surprised we didn't put Joe Charles or John Abraham in. He put in a couple other relievers. Maybe he's trying to find, maybe he's thinking long-term, I can't just rely on 2 relievers. Who else can I put in a game like this where I need an inning and they can prove themselves? Well, spoiler alert, the people didn't prove themselves. So our bullpen outside of John Abraham and Joe Charles, we need someone to step up. And then Wes Mendez, what are you going to give us? Because game 3, he started off by giving up 5 earned runs, I think, before he got his first out. So he ended up locking in, and he ended up going 5 full innings. Technically gave up 6, but that last one's not fully on him. He left after giving up a walk, and then, again, FSU just, their bullpen, not great. So if we want this team to be a title-winning team, we need to see someone from the bullpen, like 2 more people from the bullpen, just 2 people from the bullpen step up beyond John Abraham and Joe Charles. That's going to make or break this team.
There you have it.
So we're fucked.
Yeah,
Possibly.
We took that. We're screwed.
Possibly. Get us out of here.
Throw it all
See you
away.
next year.
I still think we have a
Been
good
real,
shot
boys.
to make Omaha,
Just
but
give
without 2 relievers stepping up, we're not going to win it.
That's
Just wrap
awesome,
it all
guys.
up.
Another appearance. Flag, throw that shit up there.
Yeah, put it.
At least we don't have to
20
play
something.
Clemson here soon.
They just got swept.
Yeah, fucking Clemson.
Are you-
little tiger, little bitch?
Crunching and talking to
Some
me.
crushed ice, perhaps.
They just got
crunch
swept
ice,
by
baby.
NC State, who's also a good team. But
Real quick, Chris, NHL hockey recap. Who's kicking ass and who's sucking dick?
Well, currently Tampa and Florida are tied.
I don't give a shit.
Nobody
dude.
cares.
No.
Who's kicking ass right now in general in the playoffs, and then we can talk
Chris.
about Tampa Bay.
The Western Conference, that
Come
entire
on.
bracket, if you look right now, every series is tied at 2. It's crazy. Every series in the West is tied at 2. Other than that, who's kicking ass? I mean, Toronto, as expected, is dominating. Toronto and
I wouldn't even say
Carolina.
dominate. They just
As
because they've
expected.
won 2 games in overtime.
But your
Domination,
Capitals, I know you're
Chase.
locked in. Your Caps are up 3-1, looking to
All
close
day,
out
bro.
Montreal tomorrow.
That's
I
a
know.
dominating fucking team right there, dude. That's all you had to say was open up and go, it sounds like Toronto
said-
and the Caps, bruh.
He just heard Capitals and was like, "That's it." Tampa's
Jason,
currently
did you
tied
add
right
a
now.
team during the middle, or add a player in the middle of the podcast?
I did
by
because
the
I
way?
saw manage.
I thought I got that notification. I was like, "Wait a minute."
I saw manage IL, and I was like, I got somebody. Let's throw him on the injured
Very
reserve
nice.
IR.
Dude, you know, lineups are already set for this
And then I
week,
saw
man.
that. I know, and he's in my
like,
bench,
gotta
but
make a
he's a
move.
fucking utility player, dude. He's an offensive, a second baseman, or outfielder, second baseman, I think a
yeah.
first baseman too. I was like, okay, I can use you for now. That's a great utility, man.
But you can't use them for now because
I know that, bro.
Chris, the
I
Lightning
get
are
that.
actually winning 2-1 because the goal was reversed on offsides.
Let's fucking go. Never mind. Let me
Yeah.
update. Lightning are winning 2-1 right now.
And are down 2-1 in the series, so we need this to
Critical.
even the series.
It's critical.
Chase, are you still a basketball fan? Do you still watch the Heat?
Unfortunately,
Fire the cannons!
Yep. Unfortunately, I saw we were down like 30 points at half. It was wonderful.
Okay. Never mind. Skip the question. It's fine.
Skip it. Skip that.
Jose, the way he
It's
said that
NBA
just reminded
playoffs.
me of when you remember on Elf where he had the whole list of things he wanted to do with his dad and on the whiteboard, and then he's like, or on the etch a sketch, and then he just erased it. Really. Never mind. Never mind.
Just forget it.
Yeah, we're down 47. It's good. It's good stuff.
Oof.
Well,
Down
I mean,
three.
look,
Oh,
you
right.
got next game, right, Chase? Get him next game.
That would be the series. That would
like
be the
this
series.
is-
That would be getting out the brooms. But we'll come back from 47.
You can come back.
Surely.
That one's not over.
It is
game
not
is
over,
not-
folks.
Say you
So
lose,
103.
you'll be down 4-0. It's not
Jesus
that big.
Christ.
It's not
Many
that big.
teams have come.
Luckily,
have
it's
come back
best
from
of
that, right?
27. So
Game is
3
not
minutes
over.
and 20 seconds into the third quarter, the Cavaliers are up 103-57. This game's not over yet.
It's not.
This game's
It's
not
not
over
great.
yet.
Chase, well, you got to get Chase to say it. Oh, wait, real quick before we stop sports.
Well, I want to bring up Andy and say I want to make sure that he
Okay,
gets the
sure.
manifestation that he's trying to put out there was Kevin Durant to the Magic. So he says he wants to manifest it. So I just want to put it out there in the universe.
Wait, let's put it out.
Kevin Durant to the Magic.
Liverpool won the Premier League, by the way. Just want to throw it out there.
Liverpool.
and Arnie Slot's first season as manager.
Crazy, right? First year, new manager. Wrexham also moving up 3 years in a row.
Spoiler alert.
Pretty crazy. You said more crazy? It is actually more crazy.
Yeah,
I agree.
thank you.
But
That is
Liverpool-
insane. Never happened
Liverpool
before.
is now tied with, I believe, Manchester United, the most Premier
20.
League titles. So,
That's awesome.
you know what? I hope Wrexham makes it all the way up there. You become a giant fan, and then they just go all the way back down. Then
Just
All
go
the way back to
topple all the way.
half
That
where
would
they
be
started.
that
It's
would
like all
maybe
the
somehow
way
be
back.
even more insane.
We made it, and down they go.
I don't know what you want to
in
say.
Pablo's name we pray. Amen, Andy said.
Jesus Christ.
All right. What else we got?
That's it, bro.
That's
Wrap
it.
it up. I told you this
No-
13 times, dude. We're over 7 minutes.
Just a little
Folks,
bit. Just a
so
little.
sorry for those fans that came out and watched the show on all the platforms. That we appreciate you, Andy and Dustin and Tim. Appreciate you as well. Love you all so much. Make sure you follow us on Cup to Cup Show on all social sites. You can also find us on Twitch, Cup to Cup. You can find us as well on, Facebook. The CTC OnlyFans is our Facebook group. Join that. Have fun. We have lots of banter on there.
Okay.
Okay.
But we also have a website as well, cup2cuplife.com, where you can buy our merchandise. I am wearing the hat. Andy. Chase is wearing a T-shirt right now. Jose is wearing okay, there you go. I was wearing his tank. Jason's just wearing a cool shirt.
Jumbo shrimp.
Jumbo shrimp
Jumbo
shirt.
shrimp. Proud of the
Did
shirt.
you
man.
just
I
buy
bought the
that?
Shirt one size. No. I bought it and it was too big for me, and then I found it. I was like, oh shit, I think I can fit in it, and it actually.
Because you're massive now.
so massive.
Fucking rip, dude.
But I bought
Fuck
this shirt.
yeah.
I've actually bought it with Andy. We were in the store, and he was like, I think he bought the hat, or he bought this hat, and I was like, dude, that's a fucking sick shirt. And I didn't
That
try
is a
it
cool
on,
shirt.
and it didn't fit me. But yeah, I bought
Reminds
the
me
shirt
of
with
Coco.
Andy at.
It
Ooh,
does.
Coco.
Yeah.
like
I
that.
could see that.
All right, love you guys so much. Bye.
Goodbye.
Hello.
Taco
Excuse
flavored
us.
sunflower seeds are trash. Oh, that's fucked up, Andy. Too
I will
soon, bro.
fucking ruin
I
your
will-
face, dude. Come on,
Dude,
man.
Courtney is hooked on those fucking seeds right now.
Let's go, Courtney. Lock
Those
in.
fucking seeds,
She
bro.
loves
Bye,
those seeds.
guys.
Bye.
See you